Oh, hello everybody. Just give me a second here. I can't see myself on. No, that's not what I need to do. Oh, hell. What the hell did I do? Huh. Not showing to. No, I don't want that. Oh. Why are you giving me problems today? Really? Well. Unless it's being run by something else, I got no webcam. That's on. That's that's on. Yeah, I got nothing, guys. What's your camera setting? I don't know, William. You're asking me something I can't answer. Oh. Oh no, let's not do that again. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. No. No. Fucker, fucker. Anyway, hello everybody. I think I'll just talk to you guys while I'm fidgeting with this crap. No, don't want that. Definitely don't want that. No. Oh, I'm not gonna worry about it. As long as you guys can hear me, I can catch up with seeing you over on YouTube, I think. Nope, don't want that. I knew if I'd play with it long enough, I'd get it. And sorry I'm late. I am just getting in here because I realized as I was coming up the elevator, it was 2:59. I was like, come on, elevator, let's go. I'm late. And of course, this damn thing had to stop on 3 floors, which would have been faster for me to take the stairs and just take the stairs up here, but I didn't feel like. But anyhow, hello everybody. Um, it is feeling like fall here. I don't know where you guys live and how it is, but here it's chilly. It's not warm. I actually had to wear this today, and I stepped out in my short sleeve shirt this morning or this afternoon because I didn't really get out of bed till almost the afternoon. But I stepped out into the balcony just kind of get a feel for how it was temperature wise. Excuse me. I walked out, turned around, walked right back in. Said, nope, I need my whatever you call these things, police jackets or whatever they are. But I went and grabbed it and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna need something over my arms because it's windy. It's overcast. Not a very good day here weather-wise. So how are you guys doing today? You doing all right? Uh, I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of just not really wanting to do anything today. I mean, I was until I stepped outside. Like, it's cold out here. And one of the residents was outside. And I had to go downtown. Then I had to go get somebody's lunch. So I did a bunch of running around today already. And that one girl, I can't remember her name, but she said, it's colder than shit out here. Like, really? If you think it was cold, wait till January. I said, yeah, that's. If you think this is cold, she's in for a surprise. And I think she knows that. I think she's been a Minnesota resident her whole life, so for her to say it was colder than shit today was a little surprising. Even though yesterday we were having beautiful summertime weather here. It was just lovely. Just lovely. And then today, Nothing. Alright, can I catch up on chat? Hello, John. Hello, Ken. Hello, Jeff. See, who else is here that I am missing? John Williams. Got a few people here today. Hopefully, a few more people will jump in and say hi. But I'm glad for the people that are here. But I'd like to see a few more. And that will happen in time. I'm not going to rush it. Now, I know Ken said something yesterday about. I can't move this over too far because to fit to screen or stretch to screen or something like that. I can't remember what he said, but I don't know. I'll worry about that later. And I just noticed. Here I go again with playing with things. Nope. That's nothing. Okay, why is that showing up? Microphone. Oh, I'm just gonna play with things until it shuts off on me and then I can't get it restarted, which is not a good thing. So I'm not gonna do that, but really, it's not gonna work for me today. No. There. Yeah, I like that neat effect. You turn it off, and it swipes in from the right to the left. And I have no idea how I did that. Okay, where is it? It has disappeared. Yeah, it disappeared. The little square thing I had off around the corner the other day, yesterday. I can't find it. So I don't know. No, that's not it. That shuts it off. Well, then why is this one turned that off and this one up here? That makes no sense. It really doesn't. Um, I'll worry about it later. Just, what did it do? Delete itself? Image. No, not that one. Never mind. I'm not gonna play. I think it's on the other camera. That setting. So. Yeah, 86 degrees, William. Yeah, we were warm yesterday, but no, not today. It is chilly. It is definitely not warm today. I mean, it's not really cold, but we've definitely got a 15-mile-an-hour wind out there, and now that I'm curious, I do need one. I want to find out what our temperature is. Inquiring minds want to know. It is 53. And what is our wind gust today? 14 miles an hour. And an early taste of fall. Well, yeah, no kidding. They didn't have to say that twice. It is not warm outside. Tomorrow's even going to be worse, but it's going to be raining. We're going to be 54 degrees with a couple of showers in the afternoon. And southwest winds at 15 miles an hour. I don't like this cold weather. I don't. But it's not looking pretty for the next few days. And then, let's see, what is it? On the 9th, we actually get up to 72. And that's the last of the 70s. Well, we get a few low 70s, but not very many. And then after the 15th, no, we're still in the 70s, so No. Um, After the 18th, we drop into the 60s. So, yeah. That's our weather. That's what we're dealing with till after the 19th, and we're at 64 degrees, and then it just kind of just drops from there. Oh well, I'm used to it. Not that I want to be, but I am. I've been a Minnesota resident my whole life, so I am used to this weather just not being nice at times. And they said we were going to get an early fall this year. They weren't kidding. It is colder than I'd like it to be. Which reminds me, I need to find an air conditioner cover for take a page out of Ken's live stream. Where are you? Oh, Ken, we won't worry about that right now. We'll do that after the live stream. I'll get it. I'll get it figured out. I just had it working a while ago, so I just need to remember what I did and get it to work. 'Cause it's there. I can't remember what the blank I did a couple minutes ago. So I'll figure it out. I gotta somehow learn how to do some of this stuff on my own. Can't have someone hold my hand all the time, so it might take me a few days, but I'll get it. And if I can't, if I end up really not knowing what I'm doing, then yeah, I might ask for advice, but I'm not gonna be like Josh and everybody else that you're the first person they run to. Is like, I can't figure it out. I can figure it out. It's just gonna take me a while. Hello, Charlie. 53 sounds really good. Yeah. It wouldn't be so bad here if it wasn't windy. I mean, if the wind would calm down, it would be better out there. But I need to shave today. Oh my god, feel horrible. I don't like that. And I woke up late, and I just really I got out of bed around 11:40 something today, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. So if I look a little rough around the edges, well, that's why I'm pretty much just doing a lazy day, just not giving a about anything. I'll fix it up and I'll be all nice and pretty tomorrow, but I don't care today. Oh yeah, and one more thing about the haircuts thing. I found a gal that would do haircuts, but she's 25, 90 something. And I asked her, I said, why did haircuts? Because I told her all you needed to go zip, zip. It takes you about 3 minutes. Yeah, but that still falls under the normal haircut price. Even though it's going to take me about, what, 3 seconds with you? It's still going to be about 26 bucks. And I said, why have haircuts gone up in price all of a sudden? Why? Said, well, she kind of noticed that kind of thing happened after COVID started in 20, whatever year it was, and it just, I don't know. Said the prices never came back down. She rose her prices about 4 years ago, and she's been kind of watching the prices of everybody else. No one else is dropping her prices, so dropping their prices, so she's going to keep hers pretty much where it's at. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like being up that high. She's lost a lot of valuable customers because she used to be $16, $17. And then she jacked up her price, and then everybody just kind of flew away. So I don't know. Yeah, I had mine running my AC running John here about till about 2 night 2 nights ago. I didn't have it running last night, but I had it running the night before. It was only 60 degrees outside, maybe 59. So it was kind of chilly in here that night. But that was a night I could not sleep because my pain was so bad. It was 2 nights ago. I think 3. I hope I don't have one of those nights again. That was not fun. And I wrote my chart to my to the surgeon, the guy that did my hernia surgery, and I told him about it. And he's he's like SMH, scratching my head. And he said, I can't figure out why you're in that kind of pain, Rick. But he did tell me if it happens again, to let them know. Because he kind of writes notes down from every patient that he does a hernia surgery. Kind of wants to know how their recovery is going. And I told him I was doing fine till the other night. I felt like I had razor blades going through my intestines. Hurt like a mother. And he said, geez. He said, yeah, if that happens again, I might have to have you come in. I'll have to kind of take a look with x-rays and MRI. Kind of see if there's anything amiss. But it's starting to feel a lot better. So I think by the middle of next week, I won't be complaining anymore. Takes about 3 weeks or so. And this is my second week. So going the next week, next Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I don't think I'll be complaining anymore. It's just every once in a while, if I turn this way or if I twist this way, it's putting pressure down there. So every once in a while, I got on my bike at Holiday today. And that just about dropped me to the ground. So I got my legs swung over the bar, and I kind of got like, oh my God. Dan came running out. He said, Rick, you okay? It's like, yeah, I'm doing all right. And by this time he had his hands on my handlebars because he thought I was gonna fall over. I thought I was gonna fall over, but no, I did all right. I just sometimes getting my leg up and over the bar of my bike and kind of getting myself situated hurt. But I did all right. And he said, "You gonna make it, or you want me to give you a ride home?" I said, "No, don't worry about me. I'll make it." And I did. I came back home. So a little pain. It's a lot better than it was. And I think day by day by day, I'll be getting better. And I think I will continue to get better. So I don't think. Yeah, I've heard of that before, John. Going to a cosmetology. I don't think they're that cheap either. I think they're still. I think they're hanging around the 20s, $22, $23 for a haircut. And I'm cheap. I'm an '80s kid when I used to get my hair cut. When haircuts used to cost $10. I know I'll never find that price again, but and I can get it done for free if I could get a hold of a few other people, but they're too busy. And I've been over there twice, and it never got mentioned. So um, I don't know. I think they're gonna go too far with it. The people I was gonna go over and have it, I think they're gonna have me have a little bit of hair about that long all the way around. No more long hair in the back, and I'm gonna look goofy. So I I don't think I want them to do it because they're gonna take the razor, and just cut it, have the second notch up, so it cut your hair about that long. I don't want it that short. So, and that's how they cut everybody's hair. You have nice, long, beautiful hair, then the next thing you know, you're just all your hair is gone. I don't want to go that crazy, especially at this time of year, which I should have done it this summer when it was hot and humid, but now we're kind of chilly and windy, and I like to keep as much insulation up here as I can. So I think I might get it trimmed a little bit. Take the scissors and cut it above the ears, and I think I'll let it go with that. So I did have plans for getting my hair cut and doing a few other things, but then, after I was in the hospital and now I'm in recovery and just not wanting to do anything with anybody or anything. So yeah, I took it off the list till next year. Next spring, I think I'll get my hair cut and do next year the way I was going to do it this year, and I didn't. This year has been weird. Um, I've had a lot of not really major health issues, but I don't know. It's been a strange summer. And before the live stream, I was sitting in the other room listening to Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot, Fleetwood Mac. From 77 up to like 85, 88. I just hope I didn't piss off my neighbors too much because I turned up the bass a little bit so I could feel the bass in my chest. So I took the volume and I just turned it up just a little, not a lot, but enough. But that's kind of what I was doing earlier. Then I went downstairs and I realized how late it was, and it took me forever to get back up here because we stopped on 2 different floors. It always happens when I'm in a hurry to get back up here, which I really need to learn how to time things better. I just thought I didn't think it would take that long to get down there and get back up here, but it did. I thought I had a clear shot from second floor all the way up here to 8th, and no, I didn't. So I looked at my phone. I took my phone out of my pocket. It's like 1:59, and I'm sitting on 7th floor. Like, come on, guys, I gotta go. What's your hurry? No, never mind. No, it was like 2:50 or 1:58, so I had 1 or 2 minutes. And we stopped on 7th. Like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. But I did. Thankfully, I left my door unlocked so I could just walk in, which is why I did that. Takes a couple seconds to put the key fob up to the thing and listen to it until it clicks. Then you unlock it, take the handle, open the door, slam it behind you, and sit down here and get everything turned on. So that's all I know today, guys. I really am just kind of just taking a relaxing day, just wishing the weather was better. Because I mean, when I left earlier, I did have plans at going places today. I mean, I did the places I had to go to, but anything else for anybody else, I said probably not today. And somebody asked me to do something today and said if I can go pick up a trailer, and I said I'm not cleared for doing that till probably the end of next week. So I called Steve, or I called that other guy, and I asked him if one of those two can go get it. But I can't. I said yes, but they also said when are you going to be back on to doing this yourself? I was like, probably at the end of next week. Which reminds me, I need to do a little fixing on my trailer. I need to get lights for it. There's a couple other things I'd like to get for it, but I need to get 2 front lights for my handlebars. I need to get lights for the trailer. I need to get, I don't know, I'd like to get some kind of a turn signal thing attached to it so that I don't like doing this with hand out or do this for the, I don't like doing that. I never really have, so I'd just like to have a little switch where I can go left, right, or have my 4-ways on. But that's an electrical thing that around here people are just not going to do without charging me like $200 or $300 for doing that. It's going to take a lot of wire to go from the back of the trailer all the way up to the front. Then I need to have someone kind of plugged to go from the trailer to the bike and just plug them in. But I don't know. That's just thoughts going through my head. That's all it is. Just thoughts going through my head. Whether it ever happens, I don't know. Depends if I can find anyone locally here to do that kind of thing without charging me an arm and a leg and a couple extra toes. So I imagine doing that for wiring and doing a couple other things. That's going to be at least a couple $100. I know when they do it for cars that aren't under warranty, it's $300 some dollars to get the wiring done for your car. If your wires burn up from your tail lights up to your turn signal switch, if you gotta get that all, it's $300-400. And then the last guy I know that did it for his pickup that's about 6 years old. Yeah, he said it was $300 some dollars to get that done. And doing that long trailer and my bike, I know it's not going to be any cheaper. They pretty much charge you for whatever. Whether you have a bike with a trailer or a pickup or whatever, it's pretty much about the same. If they have to wire it from front to back, it's $300 some dollars. It's the labor they're counting on. And around here, it's not cheap. They'll easily charge you what, $90 in labor for that, maybe $100, and the rest of it's just parts. Which I know they're overcharging in parts, but I think everybody in the United States is doing that nowadays. Well, it used to be this price 4 years ago, but you know, because of COVID and everything else, I gotta charge you this. Like, why? Well, I don't know. It's just what everybody else is doing, and I hate that's what people are doing, and that's what everybody's telling me. Well, it's because that's what everybody else is doing. Why don't you jump off the bandwagon of what everybody else is doing and just do it the way you want to do it? Oh, I can't do that. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna find a way of doing it myself. Go get some wire and get some switches and get some whatever. And at least it won't cost me as much. They're just killing everybody in labor charges. It's expensive. At least here it is. Around my area, you're not gonna get it done cheaply. No, Jeff, I'm not a head shaving. I don't like doing that. I like to keep some kind of hair in my head. But being that I'm losing it, little by little, year after year, yeah, one of these years I'm going to look like Brian, just completely bald. So I just haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm thinking about it. In a year or two, just shaving all my hair off, just saying, screw it, I'm done. That's why I have to carry a comb with me, because out riding in the wind and my hair just kind of... I have to have a comb with me and just shave down or comb down the sides of my head. But I don't know anything in the computer world. I haven't touched on anything because kind of trying to take a break from that for a while. There isn't a lot of news out there right now except for all the stuff that's happening at 25H2. And all that's going to be is just going to take what's already on your computer that's turned off, and they're going to turn it on. That's pretty much all it's going to be. Few new features here and there, but nothing. Microsoft got smart about it this time. They used their noggin this time instead of using their mouth. Saying what they're going to do, and then they do it, and it fails. Well, this time they're stopping and thinking this time. It's like, well, last time we did that, we had problems, so how about we not do that this time? So it's going to be a really small update. It's going to be a quick one. They're just going to enable what's already in your computer that they've already had in your computer for a while. So it's not really going to be an update that people need to worry about. Even though I know there's a few people out in the world that are just going to completely annihilate Windows because it was 25H2. There are still people out there going to be out there saying that 25H2 broke their computer. No, 25H2 has nothing to do with breaking your computer. The problem is you've probably got third-party software or you've configured your computer in a way you're not supposed to. You have hardware in the computer that the update has noticed and it's not going to work. Every update I've had, I wait a few days. I wait 2 or 3 days, sometimes 4, and then I get the update. And folks, I've never had a problem, never. I know a lot of people around the United States that just claim that 25H2 is going to break their computer. It's not true. The update has nothing to do with it. There could be a few out there that the update is just not going to work and it bugs out, but I haven't heard of that in quite a while. I haven't heard anyone say, a 25H2 or whatever update they're going for the what do they call it? The feature update? Yeah. Around here, I have not heard anyone say that a feature update from Windows completely food barred their computer. I haven't heard of that in a couple of years. Most of the time, if people would leave their computers alone and quit playing with settings or taking something and thinking, well, this might work, I'll just put it in my computer and it'll work. Well, yeah, it'll work. The problem is when your Windows updates comes up and it sees that, it's going to have conflictions with it. So it might give you some kind of error message, which if they were smart about it and they'd think about it, they'd take that piece of hardware out and then try the update again, and I bet you it'd go through. Because everybody is just, like Harry says and everybody else, all the other text that I see on YouTube is everybody's too quick to blame Windows. And usually Windows isn't the reason. It's something you did to your computer. So like I've always said, and I'll say it again, leave your computer alone. Don't be adding things. Don't be changing things. Don't go into your I guess if you know what you're doing, I guess you can, but I really don't see a need for it. But that's just me. That's just how I am. I don't play with things. That's why people find me so boring. And they tell me to go into the registry and just change one setting. It's like, no. Then the one guy, I was actually on the text messaging, and he was wanting me to try something, and I said no. His last comment, and I haven't heard from him since, and he said, "You're no fun." Well, that's because I didn't get into it with him. It's just people you can't convince, people you can't talk into doing the right thing. So I give up. If people want to do stupid things to their computer and think it's all right to do it, well, you're more than welcome to. But don't come crying to me when it breaks. I'm not going to listen to it because the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what'd you do? What'd you change? What'd you add to your computer, or what'd you take out? Well, nothing. You did something. Oh. I need to ask you guys a question. You guys like wheat thins? That's what I was chewing on last night on the Zoom meeting last night. If you guys hadn't noticed, that's what I was eating is wheat thins. They're a good, nice, healthy snack to have at night. And then I have to take it. I have to have some kind of food with for my meds. Because if I take some of my meds on an empty stomach, yeah, Not a good story. Oh, yeah, the unsupported hardware. Yeah, that's another nightmare. Oh, yeah, unsupported hardware. And see, Microsoft is allowing it. They are now saying you can put it on, but you might not get updates. I mean, they're telling people they can do it, and nobody's listening. But they're warning you you can put it on unsupported hardware, but here's the consequences for doing that. Everybody's just reading the top two lines. You can put Windows on unsupported hardware, they're not reading what it says below it. You can do that, but read below, and nobody's doing that. Nobody. They're just saying, well, I can do it because Microsoft says we can. Well, yeah, you can, but. And that's as far as people go. They see the but and they say, whatever. So, yeah, after I get done healing up here in about a week or so, next month, this 25H2 starts rolling out, I'm sure I'm gonna be getting the phone calls. Yeah, you can put it on unsupported hardware, but you could have problems. You have a guy coming over here, I think later on tonight or whenever, that he's got two. Yeah, he's got two SSDs, that solid state drives, that he wants me to format. Take some information off of it, put it onto a flash drive, and then take his two hard drive or two SSDs and format them. Or I don't know. He's one of these guys that talks kind of fast, and I don't know. I couldn't exactly understand everything he was saying, but I'll have him over here later on tonight, and I'll get him to try to explain to me what he wants me to do. And I think that's what he was wanting me to do, is just take everything, the stuff that he wants on the SSDs off, and then wipe the SSDs. In the mini tool program that I used to use for wiping NVMEs and SSDs is now falling behind a paywall, so I can't use that anymore. Just trying to do it for yeah, it's gonna be raining here pretty soon. I was trying to do it for little or nothing, but sorry guys, I don't mean to be yawning like that. That one caught me off guard. So a lot of the programs I used to use are now behind a paywall, so I don't use them anymore. It's why I don't really use Macrium Reflect. I mean, there is the free version, but the newer ones, I don't know. I have to check on that. But anything that you gotta pay for, yeah, I'm kind of getting fussy about that nowadays. I really don't want to. I don't want to pay for what I'm using. I know Carrie would hate to hear me say that, but the the chances of me being able to do that and get away with it are very slim. So I've actually had to go back to using the free Malwarebytes. Some of the other programs that I was paying for, I actually had to go back to the free version. So I didn't want to, but I was kind of asked to. They don't see the sense in me paying the money for it. So why did you go back to the free version? Because, and then after I explain it to them, they again say, why don't you go back to the free version? Like, fine. I'll go back to the free version. So, well, it kind of sucks, but yeah, they're just. Hello, Kim. Oh. Yeah, John, that will be interesting how that all turns out. In kind of a way, I'm kind of wanting to see how it works, but yet I kind of really don't want to kind of see. I don't want to see how it's going to go because I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of support calls. People say that they always the first thing that comes flying out of their mouth is Microsoft said we can do this and it's not working. Well, not really. They didn't say it would work. They just said you could do that, but you could experience problems. Well, I never heard them say that, but listen to it again. Yes, you can put it on unsupported hardware, but there is a chance you could have problems. Not that you always will, but there is that strong possibility that you could have a mixed bag of problems. Yeah, people are funny. I can just see how the conversations are going to go because it's happened before. And they said, well, if we're going to have problems, why didn't they say that? They did. Well, I never heard them say that. It's like, oh my God. I wish people would listen. I just wish they'd listen to it the first time and realize that they said that, yeah, you can do it, but there is a possibility you could have problems. Well, I never heard them say that. They never said that, so why am I having problems? Here, you fix it. Well, okay. Then they get mad at me for fixing it the way I'm supposed to because I ended up taking something out of their computer or a program off their computer, and then they get all pissed at me. Why'd you take that off? Because it was the only way to fix it. That program you were using was conflicting with everything else. Well, I never did that before. Oh my God. Some people you just want to right across the face. Like, and I'll say it again, like the Doors say in one of their songs. People are strange. They hear somebody or a company say something, and they extend it to saying, well, we can do whatever we want, and we will never have problems. And if we do have problems, it's their fault. No, that's not how it works. Listen to what you heard. Listen to it again. And you'll hear them say, yes, you can do that, but and or if you could have problems. Software, hardware, whatever. That there is a possibility of having issues. And they're not hearing that. They're not hearing you could have problems. All they're hearing is Microsoft saying, yes, you can put in an unsupported hardware. They hear that, they say, good, that's what I'm going to do. Until a guy like me comes along and said, yeah, you can do that, but you could have problems. Microsoft never said that. Yes, they did. And a few people, I went to the Microsoft page, and it actually says it. And I said, read that right there. What does it say? You could Oh. Yeah, see? I wasn't lying. Well, yeah, that's the first time I've seen it. But because you didn't go to that page and read it. Well, I didn't know it existed. Oh my God. Really? So, yeah, it's going to get interesting here for the next couple of months. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it because I'm taking some time off, letting things heal, and trying to get myself back. And then after, well, I have that epidural shot here on the 23rd. Which, again, I needed to send out another reminder that the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, there'll be no live streams. I'll be down at my mom's, and then we're going down to the cities, and she won't bring me from the cities all the way back up to Brainerd in one day. She won't do that, so I'll have to stay overnight at my mom's again. Then that next morning, she'll bring me back home. I guess I can't really blame her. She's up there in age and she doesn't really want to do that much driving. About an hour, hour and a half if it's a long trip, and she really won't do any more than that. She gets too tired too quick. So, hello, Headstash. How are you? You doing all right? Yeah, if they're gonna bypass the security, then yeah. I know some. I know people are gonna come up with different ways of, you know, they're gonna do something that's gonna break their computer. Then of course, naturally, they're gonna blame Microsoft. These people that do those kind of things are good at that, and they won't pay attention to anything at all. The things they did, they'll say, "Oh, I did nothing wrong on my computer. It's Microsoft's fault." No, it's not. All Microsoft did was send out that update. That's all it did. Oh, you had to fix a switch on a zero. Yeah, zero has had a lawnmower. I've used zero turn a couple of times. Yeah. I mean, I can do it nowadays. It's pretty easy, but boy, are they sensitive. You move the lever that much, you just yeah, you're doing a full circle. And you go the other way. It's just you got to move really slow. Really, you can't just take your two bars that are sitting next there and just jam them left. You'll be doing circles. So I can do it nowadays, but when I first started using zero turn, all people could do was just laugh at me. It's like, Rick, what are you doing? I don't know. You tell me. What is it doing? I couldn't steer the thing straight. It kept doing this, going down the yard. I couldn't get it to go straight. It'd go left. It'd go right. It'd go left. It would go right. It's like, come on, go straight. I eventually did get the hang of it, and now I can go straight up and down a lawn without doing this. Oh my God, zero turn. They either have the zero turn on the foot pedals or the handlebars. I can do the foot pedals a little bit easier because I have a little bit more control over my feet, but those bars and the way they're set up is overly sensitive. I mean, I can get the hang of it. I haven't done one of those in probably 3 years, so I'd have to retrain my brain how to use zero turn. I mean, I can do it, but I'll probably be doing this in the yard. So all you do is take the little bars and just move them just a little bit. It just sends you into a circle. I couldn't get out of it, and I finally shut the damn thing off. And then I went down and looked at they've got the instructions or the wording on the side, and I went and read it. Like, before turning, oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, then I read before doing. Then I thought it was just as easy as just trying to get the things aligned, and they're very touchy. I, I don't know, but I've seen people use those zero turns and they've run over bushes. They've run over things, and all they did is just try to move over a little bit, and next thing they do is they're running over the bushes and getting their customers mad. Which he ended up paying for it, which was very expensive because they mowed down our bushes. Oh my goodness, it's been in the pond. crystal balls broken. Oh my goodness, I got it. Yeah, with zero turn, I have heard horror I have heard horror stories about those things. I mean, they can be adjusted so they're not so quick to react. And then that's the problem. I don't like it. You move that bar, just the handlebars, just a little bit. You just up a little bit, and you're just instantly going the opposite direction. I don't like that. And all you do is just move that right handlebar forward about a half inch, and you're just instantly just. He said, "Whoa, no, no, no." I've made zigzags. I've made zigzags drive in yards. The owner's just standing there looking at me like, "What are you doing?" Like, hang on, just wait a minute. And I know enough to. Yeah, I always bring a wrench or something with me, and I know enough that I could turn down the sensitivity enough. It wasn't my mower, but I used it. The heck? Oh no, not that kid again, running up and down the hallway all night. Well, yeah, zero turn mowers. They can be a joy to run. They can really be fun. Anything with the foot controls where you turn left and right with the foot controls, I can do those a little bit easier because I can control my feet a little bit better. But the ones with the handlebars on the side, I can't do those. I know other guys that have just there is a company here that mows our yard here, and one of the guys had one of those zero turns. He was so skilled at it. I mean, he was just easily going around the bushes and the tree. He was just very slowly going around. It's like, how the hell do you do that? And he was putting the mower or whatever it was back on the trailer, and I walked up to him and said, "How long did it learn? How long did it take you to learn the zero turn?" He looked at me, he started laughing, said, "As many things as he has destroyed with that thing when he first started using it, and he's owed a lot of people money because of things he's run over." He said they are a handful to learn because it's hydraulic or sometimes just cable or whatever. And it's manipulation is what you're doing. You're just having to manipulate. Otherwise, if it wants to do, it'll go into a full turn mode. You have to manipulate it so that it'll just slowly go around a corner instead of just turning all of a sudden. It's hard to do, and they've had to downgrade their valves, or not downgrade it, but they've had to do something so that because there are some people in their company that just won't get the handle of zero turns, so they've had to do something on that valve block in there, so that even if they do go full forward, it won't just take the mower and just jank, and you're just going in the opposite direction. They can get it so it slowly goes around the corner instead of just suddenly spinning and going off in the other direction. And I don't like it that they do that. I've bitched at the companies for doing that. So I've had to order parts for mowers that were zero turn, and I had to ask them, "How do you turn down the sensitivity of that thing?" It's like, well, you can do it, but you got to take that whole valve block and whatever thing apart and have to add a couple things and take something out, and then it doesn't matter how forward or back you go, it'll just slowly go around the corner. And he hadn't done it to theirs yet, but he said for him it took him about 3 or 4 yards that he mowed, and then he finally got the hang of it. But he said for the first couple of times, he said he ran into trash cans, bushes, walls. He said just because you think just pulling back on the handle a little bit, it would just turn this way, but it takes the wheels and it spins them in opposite directions. So you go from this and you instantly spin back around. You're going the other way. Like, yeah, they take some adjusting to getting used to. With me, I'm old school. I'd like to have the hand steering wheel. That's just how I am. I'm not really. I'm not a big player in zero turn mowers. I'll use them if I have to, but and they've got different designs. They've got the ones that, at least around here, they've got the zero turn that have the short little bars, and they're just real short. But they have the real long ones where the bars are way up here and your arms are way out here like this, and you're just kind of steering it like a motorcycle. And like, I can't do that. It hurts my arms. I haven't seen one of those in a while. I usually see the ones that sit right next to you, and they're shorter, and you just kind of use your elbows to use the things, and the ones that are out in front of you, like I don't like those kind. The ones that are the bars that are out in front instead of on the side. I don't like those ones that are out in front. They're too uncomfortable. But I know why they're like that because they're connected to the foot controls. The other kind they're not. So there's different brands you have to try to get used to. Some of them are easier to get used to, and some of them I won't touch. Kubota has one of them that I won't touch. I used one of them about 3 years ago, and no, I'll let somebody else use it. Yeah. Yeah, I've run over a bunch of things and doing lawn mowing. Well, that's when I used to do lawn mowing when I did it many years ago. I used to do that for 6 7 hours a day. Not exactly fun. You have two or three blades in the front and then two on the sides. Yeah, one, two, three, four, five blades. You can get a lot mowed with those things, but you're sitting there for a long time because you're doing what 20, 30 acres. Ugh, it makes for a long day. It's also dusty and dirty, and after you listen to those mowers and the blades running all day, it kind of gets in your head. So that's why most of the guys wear the headphones, so they don't have to listen to all that noise, or at least it's quieted down. Me, most of the time, I don't use headphones or the ear muffs or whatever, so you don't get blasted with all the sound. I usually don't use them, even though I should, because it does kind of ring in your head after a while. The sound of the mower kind of gets into your head, so that's why they use the earmuffs, so the sound doesn't get to them. Yeah, I've had to clean those out with debris and junk getting in camels. And sometimes you end up taking the whole system apart just to get to one little issue that is in there somewhere, and it's getting jammed or whatever, and they say, well, you know what? Instead of fighting with this whole thing, I'm just gonna start over from the front to the back and just disconnect everything. And yeah, then the owner of the shop or whatever comes in and looks at you. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like, well, instead of mitigating this whole thing and trying to find the problem, I'm just tearing the whole thing apart, starting in the front and going to the back, and that's how I fix it. Yeah, it is no longer sunny here. It is completely overcast. We got dark gray clouds. Oh my goodness, it's 3 o'clock already. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. I think that's how it's said. But yeah, I think I've talked enough, guys. I think I'm gonna start shutting it down here pretty quick. Easy peasy, yeah. Diamond grease, yeah. I've used that before too. But usually at wiring, I try not to do the wiring or the cable. I usually like using, working on the mechanical stuff. Usually don't like getting into wiring that much. And I do if it's just one wire or one cable I have to replace, but usually if it's a bunch of things like that, I'll call somebody else. It's like, I'll help you do it, but I'm not doing this whole thing by myself because I'll screw it up somewhere. You got those wires you gotta reconnect, and if I if I don't have the manual or something with me, if I don't remember how I take it apart, and I always forget to take a picture of it. I always forget. And that's the first thing I was told is when you take something apart before you do anything, take a picture of it so you remember how to put it back together. And boy, that has gotten me into serious trouble. I went too far with one of them about 3 years ago. Well, yeah, about 3 years ago. It was during the winter. I took it apart, took the wires off, and without thinking, I was just thinking, well, I'll just disconnect everything. Then I took this off, and I took the block off, and I took the wiring harness off, put that all aside, and then when I got all the new parts, the new clips or whatever I needed to get, then I tried to remember, yeah, how do I put this back together? I did get it, but I had to go looking at manuals. I had to talk to people. So it took me a few extra days to get it back together, but I did get it. But should have thought before I did that one. I don't do it that way nowadays. If I take something apart, I take pictures of it, especially wiring. I want to make sure I put those wires back in the right place. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, so what are my plans for the rest of this week? Well, what is today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm gonna skip Saturday and I'll have a live stream on Sunday. So hopefully a lot of you are starting to remember that I don't have live streams on Saturdays. Every day of the rest of the week I do, except for Saturdays. So 7 days a week or 6 days a week, because I skip Saturdays. But anyway, um, I'm gonna get going, guys. I got a few other things I need to get finished. I need to run downstairs. Um, I forgot something on my bike that I needed to go get, and I need to check one of my tires on my trailer, see how it's doing. I think I got a tire on there that's, yeah, it loses a half pound or a pound of air, so it gets kind of soft on me. So I don't know. I may have to replace that inner tube or something, but anyhow, I hope the rest of you have a great day. We were having a good day outside until the weather decided to turn ugly. But yeah, I'll catch all of you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Forgot my wording there for a second. I was, words just got up and left. But yeah, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, same time, same place. I'll catch you all tomorrow. You all have a great day. Again, I'll catch you all later. Yeah, I won't overdo it, John. The pain reminds me if I'm overdoing it. Trust me, it has no problems in doing that. But I'm getting better day by day. So I'll catch you guys. Well, I'll see you tomorrow here on Zoom. Or that. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I'll see you all tomorrow here on my live stream. But I think I'm gonna catch up on Zoom and see what those guys are doing. In the meantime, you have a good day. Catch you all later. Bye for now.